Welcome back. It's time to talk some professional sports now. We're going to take it to the O's. Between a potential suspension and a walk-off win, this team continues to prevail under manager Buck Showalter. Tonight we have Masson.com's Rock Kubatko with us to talk about the Birds. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Rock. Now, starting with reliever Brian Mattis, who's under a microscope right now dealing with a potential suspension, as I just mentioned. What are your thoughts on the situation? And if they do lose Mattis, what will this do to the roster?
Basically, the umpire determined there was a sticky substance on Brian's forearm, which could be anything when you're out there pitching on a humid night. You can't replace a guy who's suspended for using a foreign substance on his arm. I'm not sure why baseball draws the line there. But they're going to have to be short a man, and then they're going to have to decide whether they're going to be short in the bullpen or if they remove a bench player instead to bring up another reliever so they can keep a seven-man bullpen.
All right, well, we will know more about that situation after his appeal on Wednesday, June 3rd. Now, the glue that continues to hold this team together has been manager Buck Showalter. He just got his 400th win as the Orioles head coach or manager on Friday. Now, an exciting walk-off win fashioned there by J.J. Hardy. What can you say about Showalter and what he means to this team?
He's somebody that commands a lot of respect in the clubhouse, and yet players really like him. They like playing for him. It's not like they fear him, but they do respect him. He just means an awful lot to them, and not to mention the fact that I think he just does such a great job managing the bullpen, which might be the biggest challenge for any manager. I don't know if there's anybody in baseball that does a better job of that than he does, and they respect the fact that he's always got their back. I know it frustrates some fans when he won't, publicly rip a player for a bad performance or a specific play during the post-game sessions with the media, but Buck's not going to do that.
Again, congratulations to him on 400. That's absolutely amazing. Now, this may not be the best start for the O's, but they have faced a fair amount of adversity so far. So being a few months into the season, how do you think the O's look so far?
If you had told me back with a winner that they weren't going to get a single game out of Matt Wieters at this point, J.J. Hardy was going to start the year on the DL, and they were only going to get about 9 games out of Scope and 2 out of Wesley Wright, I would have thought, man, it's the last-place team. Yet here they are still around 500. And Wieters is going to be back next Friday. He's going to debut. Scope's progressing nicely. And eventually, Hardy's back now, so they're slowly getting healthy again, where they can actually have their full team out there. And I think they have as good a chance as anybody else to win that division.
All right, well, it will definitely be great to get Wieters back on the field. Hardy with that walk-off single last night still gives me chills thinking about it. It seems like they're headed in the right direction there. Masson.com's Rock Kubatko with us. Thank you again so much for joining us tonight. Now, Spencer, it has been an uphill climb for the NL East champs so far this season. But, as Rock said, they just need to get healthy. It's tough to get into a good rhythm when you have some of your core players who are missing from the lineup there. And I agree with Rock as well. I think that they could be crowned NL East champions again.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but my problem is they are missing a ton of time, and at some point, you got to get these guys back into the rotation, and I understand they're hoping that's going to happen in the next few weeks, but the real question is, how long is it going to take for the team then to adjust these? These aren't just your regular pieces. I mean, Wieters, there's a bunch of really talented guys, and it takes time for them to gel. You can't just throw good players together and expect to see the Yankees, that it's always going to work. I mean, there's going to be times when the team does not gel and kind of come together, and you need to do that. So when's this going to happen? I mean, is it going to happen in July? We're talking 3 months into the season. It's not trouble time at that point yet, but I would say it's starting to get a little concerning for these guys. Well, it's time for another quick commercial break, but coming up next, it's what you have all been waiting for, our top plays of the week. Keep it right here.
I'm Zach Goodrich, and I play for Kent Island High School lacrosse, and this is Delmarva Sports Insider.